Geena Davis, Best Actress in a Television Series Drama. Come on there.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm fascinated by your facial expressions on the show. They're stoic and very held in. Now, is that because they equal being presidential in your mind, or could you explain the motivation, please?
I'm so in character that I don't know what my face is doing, really. Uh, well, I have to say that I think the person of a president, although this is the first female version of it, the job comes with a certain weight. The president is listened to. The president doesn't have to raise their voice. And so there's a certain calmness, I think, that would go with the job. And also, I think that knowing not only your staff, but the world is watching you would cause one, this is just my interpretation of what it would be to be president, but would cause you to be unflappable, that you would be fairly even-keeled. You don't want to have your staff see you when the North Koreans are threatening nuclear war. You don't want to have them see you.
How would you rate Bush's facial expressions?
I don't know that I've made a study of it, of his facial expressions. I didn't actually study any female leaders to play this part. I really wanted, because she's the first of her kind, I really felt I had the liberty to invent her. And so I really wanted to make a point of not studying other leaders and their demeanor.
I'm just curious how you're playing a fictional historical role as first woman president. How far do you think we are from a real one?
I'd like to think that it would be sooner than later. I hope we can get past the question, will we see it in our lifetimes? Because if you think about it, that is the only direction that we're headed in, is to have a female president eventually, and beyond that, ultimately be very comfortable with half of the candidates being female, half of the presidents being female. It's definitely where we're going. Whether it will take 100 years or 10 years, I don't know.
Well, little boys want to grow up to be presidents. Should you start with little girls?
Absolutely. We have 8 out of 50 governors, female, to reach parity in Congress. If we added women at the same rate that we currently have added women, it would take 500 years for half of Congress to be female. So I think we need to, as a country, get more used to the idea of female leaders, and then certainly our children should feel very encouraged to picture women as leaders, and the president, of course.
You, I'm sure. And now tonight will be very magical. Tell us a little bit about how you'll celebrate tonight, but also what is it tomorrow that's going to snap you back to reality?
In fact, tomorrow I'm not only working, but I'm giving my first State of the Union address. So, so the speech tonight was just nothing compared to what I have to do tomorrow. But I find all of it, just completely thrilling. I'm so honored to play this part. It's really what I consider the role of a lifetime. And I had one of those before, what I considered to be that in Thelma and Louise. I thought, well, I have once in my life had one of those parts that will sort of stick in the zeitgeist. And to have another one like this is just, it's an incredible honor. So I really, I take it very seriously.
Some people have suggested that there might be a political agenda for this program. I'm sure you've heard that suggestion before. Your response?
Well, I can tell you that there isn't, because I know the creators and producers intimately. And also, I think it's very safe to guess that ABC would not spend all this money on a hidden political agenda. I think they really want to get ratings and advertisers. So I think we can rest assured there is not a political agenda. We really are trying to make an entertainment, and if people enjoy it, that's great. If, as a side benefit, seeing a woman behind that desk or commanding the troops helps us as a country become a little bit more comfortable with that, I'm not opposed to that happening. We are actually 61st in the world as far as female representation in government goes, and Americans think that we are at the forefront of everything, and we are very, very far behind in that particular respect. So that wouldn't be a bad side effect.
So after months of 15-hour days, when your hiatus finally comes, will you make a comedy or just rest?
My plan is, and actually has been for most of my career, if something great comes along, I'll do it, and if not, I'm really good at amusing myself. In my real life, I can shoot arrows, I can play with my kids, I have some good hobbies. So that's what I'll do. In fact, even after I had my twins, people wanted to know, what's your timeline for taking your next part? And I said, when Thelma and Louise comes along again, I'll work. And it sort of did, in a way. A really great part came along for me.
Thank you, Geena.
Thank you. I must clear for other winners. But thank you very much. No, but I waited to see if he won. You realize, of course, Mr. and Mrs. Little have won tonight. And Stuart, I just have to call him. I just have to go call Stuart. He'll be very proud. Thank you. Thank you very much.